Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to my gardening live stream. Welcome to my cactus live stream, plant live stream. I don't know. Maybe we're doing a vintage live stream one day where I'm showing you my collection of vintage clothes and that kind of thing. So yeah, welcome to my live stream. Thank you for being here. We have a lot of good stuff today. I'm a little late. I'm overwhelmed. I've been doing the taxes, doing office work and taxes, and I'm overwhelmed. I'm just not smart like that. Hey, good morning, Per. Greetings to you. Thank you for being here. How is it going? I hope you're okay. Also, greetings to you, Remo. Thank you for being here. I'm really overwhelmed. I'm doing the tax work. I've been doing taxes the last 2 days, 3 days, and I'm not smart enough for that kind of thing. Hey, mate. Good morning. Greetings to you. Great to see you. Thank you for being here. Yeah, we have a lot of good stuff today. So let me show you what I did here. I had to change the camera. I had to change the desk and all. This is where I had the desk, and a mole has dug a hole. A mole has dug a tunnel below the soil here, and every time I was standing, like I put my chair on the ground, it was sinking in like in quicksand. So now I have it here. And this allows me to walk around the desk a little bit more, you know? So everything that we do, I can walk around here, can show it to you. We can discuss everything from all angles, you know? This is great. So thank you for being here. Like I said, I'm a little overwhelmed right now, like having a lot of stuff in my life. Kami the cat was really ill the last days. She had eaten the dog's food and she's allergic to grain and that kind of stuff, you know? But yeah, great to be back. I have a lot of good stuff today. So let me show you what's going on here. Always happy to take questions and that kind of stuff, you know? I have put these aside, placed the plants here aside so we can fertilize them. This is some of the chilies that we have grown. Chili, what's that here? Let me see. It's also a plant that we have grown on the live stream. Passion fruit, actually. Passion fruit. For now, it looks okay. We will see how it goes. Then I made the bad decision to plant a tomato and a chili in one pot. But they're doing okay. I mean, I was running out of pots at the time. But we have to fertilize them. You see the color? This is a fertilizer problem. We have to fertilize them. Yeah, this one here. We have a few ripe chilies. Yeah. This one here, I already fertilized a little bit. Spraying it again later. I wanted to have a little bit more time for the plant to take it in. Yeah, but we have to fertilize the plants in the coconut fiber. They will get extreme nutrient deficiencies if we're not dealing with that. Hey Tron, greetings to you. Thank you for being here. Yeah, we have a lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff. Trying to do everything like one at a time. So here's an update about this one. There's an animal, I think. I'm not sure if it's a deer or if it's a fox. Yeah, but this one here is growing. I pollinated Echinopsis glauca with the pollen of this plant here. This species called Echinopsis deserticola. I think now it's in Leucostele. Counts as Leucostele deserticola. And a really cool species. I like it. The fact that we're getting seeds here is really, really cool. The seedlings will probably not have a colored flower, but at least we will get something unique in regards to the body. I pollinated with glauca and it's a little bit more columnar like what you have here. Yeah, and it could produce a unique hybrid that where you don't have that many that exist. So yeah, I'm looking forward growing these and also sharing the seeds. Some of these seeds, if there are seeds in there, they will get out. I promise you that. Then we have, here's the arboricola from yesterday. We pollinated with Hilde Wintera. Maybe we are doing another pollination with Hilde Wintera. I have to get pollen later. Because we also have a few flowering plants in the greenhouses that we will discuss. Yeah, let me show you something else. Give me a second. This is the pumice. Pumice has arrived. Having issues with the muscles with that stuff, but this is the pumice that we are using for the cacti. This is needed for the cacti that need perfect drainage. Species like Sörensia thaiensis, Bolivian cacti, a lot of the Bolivian species, they do much better in this kind of medium. So we will be repotting a few. I have selected a plant that I want to repot, and it's this one. I think this is Sörensia tunariensis, no, Leucostele tunariensis. And I want to put it in a mineral medium, because this is a relative of thaiensis. Then it's usually safest to use pumice. Yeah, so let me show you the flowers. I have a big one open right now in the greenhouse, and it's not pollinated yet, so we can decide what we want to do with it. I thought about pollinating with Hilde Wintera maybe, because Hilde Wintera has potential. So this the one. Also big flower. I recently had it measured when it opened up, and the diameter was over 20, I believe. It might have even been a little bit more than the other one. It was very close to that big one. Doesn't have such a beautiful petal shape as the other one, but really nice size. Yeah, so we pollinate this one here. Yeah, then we have to harvest seeds. This is something that we have to clean. Hybrid with Charm Sörensia telegonus hybrid. And yeah, both of these need to be cleaned. This one here is also ripe. We need to clean these. Yeah, so I'm showing you what's going on in the other greenhouse, and you will be blown away. That one plant with the big flowers, it just looks so unique. It looks so amazing. Unfortunately, the flowers have opened like away from towards the wall. You don't see it, but you can see it from the side. Check it out. Let me go over there so you can see it a little better. This is really, really good. Check out the curling of the sepals here. This is one of my favorite flowers. In comparison, my hand. This is really, really big. Like, people often talk about, like they're making it look like these plants have nothing going for them. Like they are. Sometimes the comments are so disappointing when I have a plant that has such beautiful flowers, and people often reduce it, to whatever, but nice spider sitting on top. But the flower size is incredible, and we will use it. Gotta really pick the right father for these two flowers. And I will also collect a little bit of pollen. We could use that later. Collecting pollen and pollinating. Like I said, I have two flowers that both need a father. And I'm not sure what to use. I consider using Hilde Wintera because I wanted to use that Hilde Wintera hybrid in specifically that one, because it looks fertile. It looks so fertile that I feel it might be able to pollinate it. And yeah, for the other one, I'm not sure. We should use something that has big flowers, like really, really big. And I consider even pollinating with I have that Imperialis hybrid that I've shown from time to time, and the flower is white, but it's insanely big. Like if we would be crossing this with that other one, we could have offspring. Both parents have big flowers. They would most likely have big flowers too. So that is something that I'm thinking about. But then again, we would be wasting away a flower where we could use something that has color. Usually when I do my crosses, I try to have a hybrid that has a cool body and a cool flower. And yeah, we will go through the pollen again later, and then we decide what we will use. Amun-Re is also, we might have a little bit of Amun-Re left, but it might only be enough for one fruit, for one flower. So yeah. Then this one here, still on. Echinopsis glauca is the species name. And I pollinated with Deserticola. This is the father of that Deserticola in the other part of the garden. And I used Deserticola on this one. And yeah, I want to see how it will go. Very often these have a high rate of failure. And if they succeed, they often have very few seeds in the fruit. So in this case, pollinated with Deserticola, I already said a few times, I think they have some sort of a connection. Which connection exactly, I can't tell you. But in my opinion, Glauca and Deserticola, fulvillana, they have some key traits that both of them have. Like you can see that, like that skin is so typical. It has this kind of unique V shape when you go down here. The new spine growth sometimes has a unique color that you see on both. We will compare them in a video sometime soon where we're just putting them in front of each other. And the fact that the pollination took is also a good sign. And this Scopulicola top flower was pollinated with Amun-Re, and the bottom one with Flying Saucer. So next one here, this one will open in the evening, and then we will decide what we do with it. Trying to make a good cross here. Could also use the Hildewintera, but I don't know. On one hand, I want to use Hildewintera. On another hand, I want to use something, that is a little bit more fitting. Hildewintera has a high rate of failure too when you're pollinating something like that. Yeah, these have been pollinated. This was Amun-Re, and this one I have forgotten. Not sure what it was, but we definitely used something good. Yeah, then oh, this one here is completely having a weird flower. Check it out. I'm not sure what's going on there, but this is not normal. Definitely not a normal flower. I suppose it could have had to do with just pressing against something like the roof. When the flower opens up in the first stage, like the flower bud development, if it gets pressed against, then sometimes that can greatly influence the whole flowering. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure if we're getting a new pumpkin or not. It doesn't look so good, I feel like. I think this thing will fall off again. Yeah, then we have this here. This Lobivia venteriana. Check out the amazing contrast. The flower is overloading the camera. I've just put it there. I didn't change anything. The camera just tried to adapt to the contrast, and it's failing sometimes. It's a very strong flower. One of the best that I have. Botanically, I think this is the best Lobivia species in nature. This is not a hybrid. It's like that in nature, and that is insane. Look at this. Here's the spines. Yeah, and it's a Peruvian species, unlike so many others. Yeah, and this one here also has nice flowers. A hybrid by Jürgen Theisinger, I think, with Drachenei. Okay. Then we have that flower here. I'm not sure how we will pollinate it, to be honest. This is, for one, it's very spiny up there. And there's a big spider web. Maybe we can get here. Maybe we can reach a stigma from outside. We will try that. Yeah. Also not sure what we are using here. We could be using the Hilde Winterer here. Maybe we're using Hilde Winterer here and then we're not using it on another one. But that's the plan. Over here we have the new containers. Wanted to show you. We will be repotting again when I'm done with the taxes. Then this here. Sörensia arboricola hybrids. They are ripe now. We will harvest them and we will clean them. Maybe today, but definitely in the next days. Yeah, I think about moving the plant outside, carrying it out. Okay. Yeah, then I want to put these in soil. These will come in pumice. Okay, let's go over. And that's the situation right now. Oh, by the way, I wanted to show you that we got a fruit here. Check this out. We got a fruit on this hybrid by Misplant. Huaratsensis crossed with grandiflora, variegated grandiflora. And I hope we have some seeds in there. That would be good. Also has a kind of body. Has a slight touch of Lobivia in the spines. And that makes it unique. I like that. I like when you have the body of a columnar, but you have the spines of the Lobivia. That kind of brings together two things that you usually do not see together. Then we have this one here that we should graft by the end of the season. This is another one from TPM Zelly. And we need to remove that now. Maybe today so I can graft it. If I have a grafting stock, then we will graft it right away today. Then we have a ripe fruit here. This is a hybrid between Tuna riensis and a hybrid called Pluto. This one is by Chiemgau Cactus. And pollinated, I believe, was with that no, it was Bamboy, I believe. No, Deserticola. Deserticola was it. Yeah. Okay, let's go over. I'm so happy that I got the pumice, to be honest. The pumice was really needed. There are some plants that where growing them in pumice can really be much safer. And that's what I'm doing now. So, and this is really just for seedlings, just for the little ones. This one's flowering. I consider to sort out whole containers full of Lobivia seedlings. I just don't have enough space. Can't keep so many, you know? All right, let's get started. Getting the camera, and I really like how I can walk through like all around the table now. This is pretty good. Should have done that right away. So, okay. Let's have a look at the fruits here. Everything here isn't ripe yet. This one, Bamboy, this is a really tiny fruit. All the fruits so far with Bamboy were tiny. Maybe 30 seeds in one fruit. This one is ripe, almost. We will clean that sometime soon. Yeah, I mean, that's the situation. We have a lot of stuff going on. And I probably forgot most of the things that I wanted to do. These are still ripening. Flying saucer, sister of claw. We need to take cuttings on that plant, by the way. I just can't not take cuttings this year. Oh, by the way, this is a sister plant of that Huaratsensis hybrid that I shown you earlier, where I said it's the one with the Lubivia spines. This is a sister of it. I find it looks a little different. Definitely unique, yeah. This one here is combining a Wurlitz hybrid and Deserticola. I always wanted to do that cross, like something with the flower like pink stripes, and then something like with the body of Deserticola, Leucostele Deserticola. Yeah, that could be great. I haven't seen that kind of a color on one yet. I've seen some crosses that were made by Andreas Shogadilla. He made some good ones with them. I've grown some. Yeah, and I see potential with the species. We will use it in the future. Okay. I will open up the pumice. We are filling out a few containers with it. Like I said, this is Syrensia tunariensis, most likely. And I'm not sure. I'm not sold. Because I have seen so many mislabeled plants that I stopped trusting the labels. But we will still give it a chance, like as if that label would be confirmed. Because if it is and we don't give it the right care, then later we are to blame, you know? So yeah, I'll get a few pots here. And I wanna put pumice in them. So I'm opening this up. Just gotta see if I have a scissor, something that's not so. I'm still not 100% used to the new situation. Everything is somewhere else. Okay, good. Let's open this thing up. And I want you to take note of the water that's in there. You see that there's humidity in there? They are intentionally doing it like that. That makes everything so much easier to handle. Like when you're working in a pumice packing factory, having it like this doesn't cause any dust. So if you want to work without dust, just water the medium before you use it. It makes it a little harder though. When this kind of pumice is wet, it sticks together. The whole pot will be very hard to kind of have a fine medium. It will be one mass. Okay. Let's have a look at the size. I want to show you the medium, okay? Yeah, so this is pumice. Washed pumice. And the difference between pumice and washed pumice is that this one has the dust that is usually in there removed. If you are just buying normal pumice, it will be very compact once it gets wet. Eventually, when that thing dries out, the dust will work like cement. Will keep the thing together. And while that can have positive uses sometimes, like when you really want to give a seedling stability, then it can be good. But it usually isn't so great. It makes the medium less fast draining, like the hydration. The water stays in there much longer. And the perfect perfect drainage is the reason you want to use it, you know. So this is actually a great medium for cacti. You could use that out the bag. Only thing you have to be careful about is that it has the right pH level, 5.5 to 6.5, and some, like, pumice is actually like volcanic mineral, and it, depending on where you get it from, it might have a wrong pH level. So always make sure that you are testing the runoff to kind of judge about the pH level. If you put them in pumice that has bad pH level, they will probably not survive. You know, I've had pumice that was bad for once or twice in my life, and all the plants that were in it were not doing well. But yeah, there you see, you can't really open it up like when if you have. Let's fill one with coconut fiber. Coconut fiber is the other medium that we're using, and that one is more for the water-loving cacti, like the Peruvian, Ecuadorian species, that kind of stuff. They often do great with a little bit of water in summer. So, you know, when it already starts when you want to make space for the seedling that you want to put in. You can do it like that, you know. When you're doing it here, it's always moving. You always have some that falls down. So it's kind of hard to pot the seedlings into the medium, a little bit harder to pot them in the medium with stability. So stability in the beginning is one of the things that might be missing, and you have to be careful about that. So yeah, in this case, like I said, this should probably go into pumice, but maybe we should mix it with a little bit. I would add maybe 20% of coconut fiber just to keep a better structure, just to get a little bit of the stability that you have here and take away the constant movement that you have with this soil. So maybe we're mixing this one a little bit, okay? So I have this container here where we can mix a little. And we don't need much, we just need enough to experiment. Yeah, and I mean, if you have a medium that's not what you need, that kind of behaves in ways that you don't like, you can always change it. Okay, let's see what happens when we're mixing that. A little bit water. Oh. Yeah, just a little bit. Want to turn up the water, that we have something where we can work with. Yeah, and then I will get pollen so we can pollinate the flowers. And later I need to do the office and tax work again. I've been really, like, the last days have been tough. Kami needed so much time, so much care, you know. Oh, come on. What is it here? So, this looks pretty good. Hey, good morning. Greetings to you. Welcome to the live stream. Also, everyone else, thank you for being here. We are mixing a little bit. This is a medium coconut with pumice. And we're just playing around to get maybe a medium that's not moving so much, but still has good drainage. I think this could be it. This is already having a little bit more coconut fiber than I wanted, but this should work, should still work. So I'm filling this up, and then this goes in the greenhouse. Trying not to bake it in the sun, but also not put it in the shade. Trying to find a middle ground somewhere. Yeah, it looks okay. I mean, you're kind of taking away some of the strengths of the pumice, because the strength of the pumice is that it has that great drainage. But I've had a lot of issues in the last 2 months with the heat. The heat has become so bad that I'm moving more towards a more organic medium. But I also know that not all cacti can be grown in an overly organic medium. So we will have to really experiment, and sometimes we will fail. It's just sometimes you have to trust your gut, have to see what works, what doesn't. Yeah, and once you're watering, it will wash a lot of the coconut downwards out of the pot. So yeah, this is okay. Good that we have that one in the new soil. Also needs nutrients. We will fertilize that thing. Okay. Yeah, maybe we're putting the fertilizer attachment on it. This one here still has a little fertilizer in it. But in order to do that, I need to turn the water off and then on again. So yeah, the weekend was over so fast. I can't believe it. Oh, it's open. Should work. Yeah, let's close it again. Taking it off, and then we're putting it on. And then we're turning it on again. Oh, this one needs to be repotted. This is the same situation. The pumice was just too fast draining. So I'm trying my best to provide a medium that has the best of both worlds. I want to say this morning I've seen some seedlings that were grown from my seeds on Reddit. Check it out if you know the subreddit, the Trichocereus subreddit. Yeah, there were many. Like someone had really gotten one of these 2024 like the Black Season packs that I had at the time, and yeah, they looked amazing. There was a plant that only flowered that year and has never flowered since. Was a good season. Okay, let's turn it on again. And then we're fertilizing that little one. It's really just about giving it nutrients right now. I don't want that thing to come into a situation where it runs out of nutrients. Yeah, this is okay. Don't have to do too much. Check out how fast this is drying. It already started to dry. Want to get more of this, because this is going to be the medium for these. This is a hybrid that had completely white skin, white variegated skin, but it was so white that it didn't take the sunlight, so I cut it off, and now we're rooting them separately. Right now I'm looking for the V notch to see which side is up. That can tell you sometimes when you have taken a cutting and you are not sure which side is up and which side is down. You can see that because a lot of plants have these notches. In this case, it's a little bit like a V, see? And you can see those on the columnar cacti too. They're relatively subtle, but they are there. So in this case, this is up. If you put them upside down, they will often, they will not do well. These kind of cacti hate when they are upside down. So sometimes they are popping and they're growing, trying to grow around the plant, and it takes very long. So yeah, this will just go on the pumice and nothing else. This will be placed on top of pumice in the shade. I don't want to put that in the sun because it doesn't have a lot of roots yet. Putting that somewhere where I water it all the time until it is rooted. And at the end of the winter, we decide what we do with it. We might either bring it into the house and overwinter it inside, or we overwinter it in the greenhouse, and I'm currently leaning towards bringing it in the house. So yeah. In this case, I'm using pumice and nothing but pumice because the pumice has a much lower risk for fungal infections. Because once you are starting to put that wound on the soil, the humidity will collect below it. You will have condensation below it, and that can really cause problems. I think this is up. Let me see if I can maybe put two into one. Same here. This was so scarred because it was completely white. Now I've seen that people actually like that. In the past, I always sorted plants out that were white. Like someone was posting their clone on Reddit, you know, and it was like, that's something that I would sort out simply because of the genetic weaknesses that they had. But yeah, it happens. People like what they like. Okay. Yeah, and this one here, yeah, I think we should definitely use this kind of medium here with a little bit more water, slightly more. Doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be fast draining and also able to hold the water for a while, for a little bit, not much, just a little bit. And once I'm watering, the medium will run out. See how, like, this is a plant that is in pumice now. Have you seen how easy I could lift it out? That can be good, that can be bad. Like, to give stability to a plant, it can be really beneficial if a plant is stable, if a plant is solid in the pot. And that is one of the weaknesses of that medium, but the perfect drainage makes up for it usually. So yeah, this will also get a little fertilizer. Gotta be careful with this plant. This is a good plant, and it had gotten frost in winter, so now I either overwinter it in the house or at the best spot that I have in the greenhouse. Had taken off the tip to induce popping, but it never happened because the plant had been dehydrated, and that's why we're using a little bit more coconut fiber this time, trying to improve the soil's ability to store water. Start. Yeah, okay. I will also put that somewhere on the side, maybe in the shade, but also getting a little bit of sunlight from time to time. Let's put it here, and then I'm watering them. Then I see it and I water it very often. Okay, so what's next? Then I have these here that I wanted to take out of the pot. Also, it's a good cross. Scopulicola crossed with an Echinopsis, so we should really clean these up. Just wanna put water in the medium. And this time we're using the one without fertilizer, so we have to turn off the water again, remove the attachment, and turn it on again. So, okay. Yeah, and Mika is back. I'm very happy to say that Mika is back with me. She spent some time with my ex-wife, and I missed her tremendously. Every time the dog is not here, I miss her. I'm feeling really bad. I didn't think that it would be like that, you know? So yeah, we are putting this one on. This is by Parkside. It's not a paid ad, but yeah, we're using that brand. Just saying. Okay, let me see. Yeah. So now we're turning it on again, and then we're watering the medium to keep the dust low. I really like when there's no dust every time I'm repotting. Think about the lung and how many minerals you can breathe in the course of a lifetime when you're a cactus breeder. Sometimes it can be good to do that. You don't need to do it if you don't care about it, you know. But it can definitely make a difference. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I haven't thought about that. Thank you. We are trying that out. That's a good idea. This thing bends all the time. Thank you. So yeah, watering this, and then we're cleaning it up. I've seen that some have a root infection. Very often this is mealybug or something like that. There's a little, how are they called? These little that you have in the cellar. Millipedes? No, not a millipede, but these tiny things that look like the animals from the dinosaur age, you know, like these, I don't know, but there's something in the pot. We are definitely cleaning it up. I will leave it in now. I don't want to throw the guy out of the pot, but I can't leave it like this either. So I have to clean it up a little bit, okay? So yeah, getting rid of everything that can cause an infection. Trying to not punch the millipede or whatever it is. I need to look up that word. In German, they are called Kellerachsel. Okay, this one needs to come out here in center. This is not looking good. I don't know what happened here, but I greatly suspect mealybug. This one needs to come out. Let's get that one out right away. Yeah, it might have a chance to pop again. Who knows? Oh, there's the centipede. I'm sorry, man. Like everything that I do here, I have a million animals coming out the pots. And I don't want to be the bad man who you know, like I am legend for the centipede. Yeah, it's okay. I'm putting it aside. Putting this one on the stairs. I will get it again sometime soon when there's no life in it, which might never happen. Okay. I really have an issue with, like, every time I'm starting to repot, there's so many animals in the pot, like insects and all. I always feel bad about it. I can't help it. Wood lice, I think, could be. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, they are everywhere. They are everywhere in the pot, below the pot, in everything that I handle. And it's kind of bad because I don't want to be the bad guy for them, you know? I'm sure life must be bad when you're that tiny and some huge dude comes across and yanks your home away. Really try to avoid that. So these here, they are good. This is a good cross. We should definitely repot them. And I'm still not sure if we're putting them in coconut fiber or in pumice. Also, they look great right now. Roots look good. This is the black soil. This is the soil we used in the live stream in the beginning. First soil, and look how good it is. It's really a very organic soil. This is a cross with Sunny. Could be great. We could repot them now, or we could wait a little longer. Yeah, I think we're potting them now. I'm just worried about right now they're in a great medium, and that is something that you always have to consider. When you're potting something up into a different medium and the medium is not compatible, sometimes it might be better to just leave them in the old medium if the medium is really a big downgrade. In this case, it's kind of hard to tell how the coconut fiber will do against the first generation black soil that we had. You know, like that was a good soil that really plants look great in that soil. But yeah, you also have to repot often, be proactive to make sure it stays like that. When things are going good, that's usually a good time to put more work into the future. Okay. Yeah, I think we're cleaning out a little here. Yeah. We could also put them into pumice here. This looks also pretty good. Right now, I'm just taking them apart, so I don't have a situation where they get so close to each other that they take each other, that they cause an infection on each other. Can happen easily when you have them so close together that they touch. Cacti like growing a little crowdedly, but there's a limit. And the limit is when they are growing up. Once they have exited the seedling stage, like they are still seedlings for quite some time, but in the first year, growing in a crowded way can be very good for them. Gives them stability, keeps them a little safer. But yeah, there comes a point when they need space. Let's try this here. Don't have much anymore. We will mix a little bit more later. Yeah, this is good. So this already has such a big rootstock that it needs to be a little deeper. Oh, come on. Okay. Boop. Hey Robert, good morning. Greetings to you. Hope everything's okay. How's it going? I'm just repotting a few seedlings here. Trying to give these a new pot before space becomes an issue. Having them far away from each other in the corners. Don't put babe in the corner. Could have negative results. So yeah. It's okay. Not good, not terrible. Where's the label? I had that somewhere. Now it's gone. Where did I? Oh yeah, here. So yeah, having a middle ground here between a fast draining medium and stability. That is always the two things that I weigh against each other. I like when I have the safest medium is the pumice, and the drainage is so good that it's hard to overwater. But when it's getting really hot, that can be a negative, because then you need forever to guarantee hydration, to guarantee normal hydration. So mixing both, mixing pumice with coconut fiber here can really make the medium better. Also mixing it with a different type of soil, sowing soil, cactus soil, garden soil even, might work. Trying to push these a little deeper in just to have stability. After the repotting, one big risk is that they keep moving. When you're handling them, you're picking the pot up and then it's kind of moving inside. That is a negative side of the pumice. But yeah, you don't have that when you have unwashed pumice. Unwashed pumice is very stable. It's like a brick. And yeah, to the point where it's bad again, you know? Okay. Yeah, that was good. This one here, we will put aside, but it's probably gone. This is the one that had the infection. Sometimes it can make sense to just give a cutting a chance to place it somewhere where it can heal. And if it's gone, you just throw it away afterwards. I'm usually not wasting pots with things that look like they might not make it. Okay. Yeah, let me see what I need. I need the fertilizer for the vegetables. We need to switch to the other fertilizer. And I need to get my cane because I have trouble walking right now. So yeah, getting the fertilizer here, fertilizer attachment. There's not much in it, but there is something in it. Oh, what's going on, man? Okay. This is also Parkside. The other one that I'm using is by Gardena. And I'm using that one for the mineral medium, for the mineral fertilizer, and this one for the liquid one. This is Wuxal Super, and I'm a little bit more comfortable using that on vegetables compared to the fertilizer that is mined, you know. Mined fertilizer often has pollution. They have something that you don't want, you know. Well, it might work. Let me see. Oh, come on, man. Of course, this thing doesn't bend when it needs to bend. Thing bends all the time, except when it shouldn't. When it should. Oh, come on, man. Gotta put the smartphone aside. Really hard sometimes not to swear. Okay, want to fertilize these. Maybe a little bit more here. I want to. Okay, I think this should be a little more than this. Yeah, and we are fertilizing because of the discoloration. Also, you should, in general, fertilize from time to time. A lot of people don't get flowers because they don't fertilize accordingly. I mean, you should, of course, that goes into all kinds of extremes. You know, you shouldn't over fertilize either, but a little bit of fertilizer is a good thing. Yeah, with one hand it's a little difficult here, but I got it done eventually. Thank you. Next time I'm doing it in between holding the camera. I'm putting it on the tripod. So yeah, fertilizing the Carolina Reaper here. We will try another one sometime soon. Next days maybe. Just want to wait until the fertilizer is a little bit washed off. And I'm always trying to fertilize at the bottom here, not at the plant. I don't want to wash the fruit with the fertilizer, you know? Okay. Let's fertilize the strawberries. strawberries haven't eaten in a while. A little bit for the cacti here. Okay, I think this is okay. Really wanted to fertilize these because you can see the discoloration. We will also have to fertilize in the other part of the garden. But first we're doing the pollinations and collecting pollen. I just wanted to get that out of the way. So here's the tripod. I'm setting up at the other part of the garden, getting me my cane and the pollen that we need to pollinate. Because we have a few flowers that need to be pollinated, and we will do it now. Hey, good morning, mate. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you for being here. Also, everyone else, thank you guys. We are having a nice live stream with flowers today. We could use a Lobivia winteriana maybe, but it has a high rate of failure. So we might actually waste a perfectly good fruit, a perfectly good flower. So, and the main plant that I really want to pollinate is the one over there. This one has the biggest flowers, or is among the plants with the biggest flowers in the greenhouse. And yeah, for one I want to collect pollen in case we need it. This could be great for pollinating something like Candicans as father, maybe a Gräser hybrid, maybe a Wörlitz hybrid. These kind of hybrids that could really produce an amazing body. Who knows what will happen when you're pollinating this, when you're using this as a father on something else. Recently I measured the flower. It was something like 23.5 diameter. Really good. So yeah, I will set the camera up here and then I will get inside and get me the pollen, get some brushes, and then we will collect pollen first and then we pollinate. We will discuss what pollen we will use, and I'm open to suggestions. Sometimes I'm also taking opinions what we should use as fodder. So give me a second, I will be back and then we're pollinating that thing. Okay guys, I'm back and I have pollen, I have my cane and some brushes for pollination, okay? So let me get the camera out here. That is actually that's a crooked kind of plant. This is a species that doesn't really grow columnar after 2 meters. This one, check it out, wait a second. This one here, that's like growing like Echinopsis glauca, growing really weird, hanging down on slopes and cliffs and that kind of thing. It's a more prostrate growing species compared to the more columnar ones. I was also surprised. Plant had started popping from the base a few times, really unusual kind of thing what it did. I want the plant to flower, but the way it looks like, it's not giving me a lot of hope, to be honest. So yeah, I will put I'm opening up the pollen bag, and now we're discussing what we will use here. This is all flower pollen, different cactus pollen. Right now we have the 2 big ones, 2 big flowers, and we should really find something that actually has a chance of success. I have this Pseudolobivia hybrid that I'm almost certain would be compatible, but there's not a lot of pollen in there. Gut feeling, it might not be enough. Then I have Chiloensis hybrid, but that one has a too small flower. Leuchtfeuer, that pollen is almost gone. Bamboy, this would be great, but there's barely any. Let's see if there's pollen in there. So let me get the camera. Oh no, I can't. I don't have another hand. I realize I only have 2 hands, so I will try to do it like this. We will check and see if there's pollen coming out this. Could work. I don't know. We could try. It's probably not viable, but we should try it out. Yeah, okay. I will put that aside. We'll continue to go through the pollen just so we can discuss what we could use. Mamacita, Acacia hybrid. Echinopsis glauca, that one has a white flower, would be a waste. Sarveln. Here's pink stripes. We could maybe try this. You know, we could maybe try to pollinate 1 flower with Bamboy, pink stripes, and the other one with the Hildewintera or something like that. This is Lobivia. This is botanically white. I don't want that. What's this? Nothing. Give me a second. Lobivia. Teleflora doesn't have a lot of pollen. Teleflora would be great. Teleflora is the crooked one that you see there. But there's not enough pollen in there. What a shame. Would be great cross. For now I'm looking for the Hildewintera pollen. It's just a little complicated right now when you have 1 million bags of pollen. Here's an Arboricola hybrid. But I fear if we use Arboricola on that thing, it will instantly reduce the flower diameter again, you know? So oh God, I hate it. I have so much pollen and not enough that could really do the pollination. We could try Schaffery yellow. Schaffery yellow is incredibly fertile. Usually pollinates everything it touches. We could use that one. Yeah, but it's a yellow flower. Very often when I use a different plant, I try to use something that already has a multicolored flower. In this case, it would be yellow. But this is a real option because Schaffery can really pollinate that thing. Right now, we should maybe consider using the father that is most likely to induce a pollination, or we should consider doing a pollen mix. That's also an option. We could use pollen mixes for both of them to get a chance to have at least one of them take. Then we have Wörlitz. Then I have a Wörlitz hybrid here that we could use. Wörlitz Buena Vista Candicans could also be great. Also very dominant, very fertile. Right now I'm looking also at fertility because we already lost all of the other flowers that we pollinated last time. This is the last chance. Then we have Imperialis with the big white flowers. I've just tried to clean something off the display. Like I could see a little purple dot, but it was the comments. So yeah, Imperialis, we could use that one, but it has a white flower. Imperialis, it's a hybrid between Zoerensia telegona and an Echinopsis, and sometimes a columnar cactus in addition. And yeah, in this case, we would probably get white flowering offspring, but the flower size would be big. So that's an option. Continuing to go through. I have Claw. Claw's relatively fertile, usually pollinate stuff where I put it on. But there's a high risk that the offspring will be small flowering. Because Claw involves grandiflora. Then I have a Rosa California hybrid. That's also great. Good color. If we get it in, we have a chance at also having a good size with the mother here that has a big size. Yeah, what else? That's it for now. I'm still not through all the pollen. If you have any input, please let me know. I'm always open to suggestions. If not, we're just pollinating what comes to mind. And right now I have I'm leaning towards using the Hildewinterer and Schaffery Yellow because both are very fertile. Either that or Bamboy and Pink Stripes as a pollen mix. Both have older pollen, and by using a pollen mix, we might have a higher chance to actually make it stick. Then I have Arboricola hybrids again. But once again, Arboricola might decrease the flower size. Flying Saucer. We used that one yesterday. Grandiflora I have. Actual Grandiflora, nothing else. Also has a tendency, could be great, could be amazing. Sometimes we are thinking too complicated. Maybe sometimes having Grandiflora might be enough. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I'm going through the pollen bag and there are a million bags of pollen, it's like I'm hoarding pollen. And usually you can't use it. Like after the season, I usually like to work with fresh pollen again in the new season, Then I have this one, Ulf Meerbold, Zoerensia telegonoides hybrid with the orange flower. Not bad. I keep looking for the Hildewinterer and I'm not finding it. I hope I haven't lost it again. If I'm not finding it, it wasn't supposed to be. It wasn't meant to be. I really believe in that kind of stuff, that sometimes in life things happen that are supposed to happen. So yeah. If I don't have the Hilde Winterer here, we are not using it. Almost through, and I haven't found it yet. Losing pollen left and right. The whole greenhouse is full of pollen bags. Here's Bamboy. Here's one Hilde Winterer Anton Mars. That's the one that I used yesterday on the other one. Betsy Apricot Glow, I collected pollen. But it didn't really have that that colorful flower, you know? Yeah, no idea where the Hilde Winterer is. I probably put it somewhere to find it. Oh yeah, in Amun-Re. Amun-Re is also there. Amun-Re. We will see if there's pollen in there, okay? So this is the B grade pollen. Sometimes I first collect pollen with a bag, just the dust, and later I'm removing all the filaments and everything in the flower, and that gives me B grade pollen that might be unviable within a week. But it can work sometimes when you're lucky. So yeah. Let me see. Right now I'm really leaning towards pollinating one with Schaffery yellow, just because it's that hammer that often does the work. Okay, I will pack in the pollen that I took out, and then we're pollinating with something. Leaning towards pollinating one flower with pink stripes and Bamboy now. The other either with Schaffery yellow or with what was it? Oh, there were too many. It's always a huge thing to find the right father. I also have Humkes Roro, by the way, but the pollen there's not much pollen. I don't think it will be enough. So yeah, we will just start. Give me a second, okay? I'm cleaning up here. I want to have a clean workplace, and then we're pollinating. So, Rosa California Imperialis, Hilde Winterer, Anton Mars, Ulf Meerbold, Sylvia, Flying Saucer, Berlitz, Pumpkin, Bamboy. We will try to pollinate with Bamboy first, but let me collect a little bit of pollen for later, so we can use it as a father too. There's so many different ways you can do that, you know? There's so many different pollinations you can do. Yeah, I mean, will be interesting. Everything has potential. Like, there's so many different ways we can pollinate here. With the Hilde Winterer, you get a totally different flower totally different hybrid than with Grandiflora or something like that, you know? But it's still great. So, okay. I will try to collect a little bit of pollen. Just trying to get across the camera, and then I start. I want to have a bag or two of this one. This is really difficult to work under these conditions. Okay. So I will get. I'm really fighting with the tripod here. This tripod in the last months, it has caused a lot of problems. It's getting loose all the time. Good. What do you mean? Remember to put a tag on all. Oh, yeah, you mean the label? Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we're doing that. We're doing that. The new labels are here. I have brought them with me. So, yeah, let's collect a little bit of pollen so we can pollinate other plants with this one. It's kind of hard to do this because I'm not seeing anything. So I try to get around the petals and put the bag below all the anthers and that kind of stuff, brushing the pollen into the bag, but constantly. I think we're usually, if I would not be on camera, I would probably cut off the petals here to get access to the flower. And I really recommend you do that because this is really difficult. Very little visibility here. Now it works. Now it's falling into the bag. But this is really tough. It's not good. Usually you would just cut off the petals and be done with it. There's a lot of pollen coming from that thing. I'm breathing in pollen here. I'm cutting them off now. I'm taking off a few here just so I can see. Just so I have a little bit more visibility here. The petals are not so important for growing a fruit. You don't need them. You only need the stigma. Stigma and the tube. Everything else is replaceable, expandable. Okay. Yeah, now we have a lot. Okay. So we will start pollinating, and I will pollinate the right one with Bamboy pink stripes. The left one will get probably Shafari yellow right now. I'm always open for suggestions. If not, we're just pollinating what I get into my hand now. Either that or Grandiflora. Grandiflora could also work. So, label the bag here. It's the Mr. Big here. So pollinating. Oh, the spider is a little bit concerned because I keep wiggling around here. We could pollinate one with Ulf Merbold and Schaffery, like both, because both are Telegonoides hybrids. We could use that. Yeah, or we could use Ulf Merbold. It might work. It's just not so fertile as the other one. So we could really try it out. I'll pollinate the first one with Bamboy pink stripes, and then we're doing the second one. But I have Ulf Merbold here. Maybe we're using it. That was one of the best flowers in the last year when it flowered. Okay, I will try to get around it again. Let me try to find... The good thing about the stigma is you can just pull it through like this. Check it out. So you don't have to have it in front of you. Like at the opposite side, you can work with it like this. So this bamboy, and in my opinion, the pollen is probably not viable anymore. And that's why I have doubts if this is making sense, what I'm doing here. But there is a lot of pollen left in the bag, so maybe we're lucky. So far, this plant hasn't grown a fruit yet. I think, no, it hasn't grown a fruit yet. It flowered for the first time, I guess, last year. And last year I was already blown away by the size. And also the shape. That curling of the sepals is really good trait. You see some curling in all of them, but not like this. This is pretty substantial curling. Okay. So I'm pollinating with pink stripes next. Same flower. Pollen is probably not viable. I don't care which one of those two will pollinate it, as long as we are getting a hybrid with these kind of genetics. Later we can see in the seedlings what kind of a body was dominant. I can tell the difference between bamboy and pink stripes within the first year. Within the first 6 months, we can already tell the difference. But this year, I haven't really had a lot of the good plants that I usually have. This year, I was completely missing the ragged, not the ruffled ones. The ruffled plants have not flowered. Neither has Paul Ehrlich, the Gräser's Erfolg hybrids. None of them have flowered this year. The only ones that have flowered were the ones involving Wurlitz and Gräser. The big ones, the big Gräser hybrids, there are years when they don't flower well. And it has to do with the climate, but I can't tell you what exactly. Maybe the winter was too cold, maybe it was not cold enough. I just heard something like a moth that is flying against the window here in the greenhouse. I often help insects when they are getting stuck in the greenhouse. Sometimes they are flying in the spider web. But now it's gone. I'm not sure what it was. Maybe it was this one. Maybe it was the tripod that was making the weird sound. Like the tripod was great in the beginning, but within short time, the thing here, somehow it unscrews itself. You know, it loosens itself, and then it's shaky like that. So yeah, we will use Ulf Merbold for the other one. Just gotta make sure I get around it. Good. So this Ulf Meerbold Sörensia telegonoid hybrid, a species that is often misidentified as Spachianus, but it has notches, and I can show you that because I have a plant right beside me. This is how it looks like. Having strong notches, and that means it looks different than Spachianus, but a lot of people misidentify it as that. It's just, for some people, everything looks like Spachianus. Like everything that isn't a columnar from the 3 classic species, they identify as Spachianus. If your only tool is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. So yeah, but we are using that now. Pollinating the left one has a good chance, actually. It's a fertile plant. And there's a fair amount of pollen, which is also good. Just pulling up the pant that I'm not completely losing my pants here while I'm pollinating. Okay, the flower of Ulf Meerbold is orange. It has a nice flower, really good one. But it's a little bit smaller than this. So I hope it will not reduce the flower size tremendously, which could happen, to be honest. We have to keep an eye on that. Have to really keep an eye on the flower size. I will use all the pollen here. Because it's already a little bit older. Ulf Meerbold flowered at the beginning of the season. Maybe in May, June. And the pollen is already frozen since then. Could be completely lifeless, but probably not, honestly. This has potential. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing it. Okay. Good. Yeah. This looks really good. I'm happy with the flower size here. This is the kind of stuff that I will be working with in the future. I have, like, this was used as a grafting stock. I got a great deal on grafting stock. So I got like 15 grafting stocks, and they were amazing grafting stocks. You know, like the plants that are a little bit thicker, but don't have that, they are not so spiny. You can handle them easily. You can really graft on them. But then I saw the flower and felt like, oh my God, I can't use that. And now I'm growing them all out. If I have 5 different ones like that, we have 5 different chances every year to get something big. This is the size when you get offspring. That is a really serious flower size. You are instantly one of the contenders in having an amazing hybrid. Amun-Re, like if you look at the flower, the color is great. It's a nice, beautiful red, and good red is rare. But also a large part of the impressiveness of the flower comes from having size. It's a very, when you stand in front of a plant and you see that huge flower, that makes such a big impression. So yeah. So let me get my cane. And then we're deciding what we will use on that other one in the in the other greenhouse. I think we could be using Red Star, maybe. Red Star, Grandiflora. Just need to find, this is the Hildewinterer that I have. Hildewinterer hybrid Anton Maas. This one was good too. I want to pollinate the one plant with the that has that big spider web in front of it. I want to pollinate that one with this one. Yeah, let me see what we have here. This pink stripes. This has nothing on it. Oh, this is the, no, that's not. I also didn't find the Amun-Re. I wanted to work with Amun-Re, but that one I didn't find either. Yeah, we will have to see if there's enough pollen in there. With this is Red Star, and Red Star is great, but it's possible that there's not enough pollen in there. Maybe we have it here. All different pollen from different cacti, different flower hybrids. Lobivia, Cerensia, Leucostele, I really have collected quite a lot. And sometimes you have to look for it a little. Rio miscensis. Let me see what we have here. Mamacita. Yeah, let's put this aside here. This Ulf Meerbold, we don't need that anymore. One pollination is enough. Usually when things are normal, I usually take time in the morning to actually pick the right pollen that I need for the day, and only bring that. What we're doing here, we usually don't do, but from time to time you have to be a little bit go with the flow. This is just, I need the right father for these flowers. They are perfect, you know, we can get something amazing from them, but we have to pick the right one. Sometimes you really have to be a little bit insistent. You have to take the time to really pick something with potential. In the last years, I felt like more and more it made sense to pollinate with grandiflora, just classic grandiflora. Bamboy. So far, all pollinations with bamboy here have been failing. I want to use this. This is Red Star. I want to use that. I just thought maybe we find another bag, because I have collected from 2 different flowers. This one here is also this one from the previous year. We will try that one too. It's the same plant, just the previous year. Yeah, we will use that. We will try that out. Should be okay. At the end of the season, I will dump the pollen here. This is just too much chaos. Next year, we're starting fresh again. And I will get me a system like tea bags, you know, like these wooden boxes that you can maybe freeze. Maybe I can put that in the freezer. Okay, we are pollinating that one plant now in the other greenhouse. Oh, I need my cane. I'm having issues today, like the whole week. The heat's really messing with my muscles a little bit. Here's the stuff that we reported. They look top notch in the new medium. Right now with the heat, those are the only ones that really have no issue. The others in the mineral medium, they have gotten hydration issues left and right. Just too hot. Okay. Yeah, so this one here, we can pollinate with Red Star. Red Star, grandiflora, basically. Trichocereus grandiflorus, also known as Lobivia grandiflora. Oh, there's barely any pollen in here. I hate it. I hate it. Let's see. Yeah, okay. We could also pollinate with Schaffery yellow, then we would have that one out of the way. Yeah, I think we're pollinating with Schaffery yellow here. The reason is I want to look for better pollen. I know I have grandiflora pollen as pure pollen, but this was a little short. I need to look into the freezer. Maybe I have it in a separate bag. And then we could pollinate this with Schaffery yellow. Then we would have tried it once on a plant with a big flower. If this one fails, okay, we tried it. I really want to use Schaffery yellow because I've seen how many stackers that plant has produced. Schaffery yellow had multiple crosses where it produced stackers. And yeah, so now we're getting that. I'm pollinating with that. And one of the next flower buds will get the grandiflora pollen. unless it drops them again. That can also happen, you know. Can always decide that it's getting too hot to grow any fruit. That happens in nature too. When the plants are going through a heat wave in nature, the first thing that will go is the flowers, the flower buds, the fruit. Let me see. Schaffery yellow. So yeah, we are using that, getting a different. Yeah, it could really have a cool body with Schaffery yellow, Robert. I'm sorry, I don't know why it filtered it out. Probably because of body. You know. Take care, Per. Have a great day. Wishing you a great day. Hope everything's okay in your life. Have a nice day. Hope life treats you well. Thank you for having been here. So yeah. Yeah, the problem with Schaffery is that it's so dominant. I've had crosses with it where I only used it as father, and the offspring looked 100% like Schaffery again. And yeah, that can make it hard to work with it, you know, because very often when you're involving it, every cross with it instantly becomes a Schaffery hybrid. And that is something that's not always good, you know. Sometimes you want to have nuance, you want to have a little bit of both parents that you're using. Okay, pollinating this one now with Schaffery yellow. And this could be good. This could be really, really good. In the past, I often didn't make crosses with it. For one, I don't like yellow so much. And I mean, the really good yellow flower is amazing, but it's nothing that I go after. And I need to do that more in the future. I realize that, you know, sometimes when you're picking the parents for your crosses, sometimes you have a certain pattern in how you do things. And my pattern is that I don't often use yellow because I don't want to be in a situation where I only have yellow seedlings. I try to get multicolored seedlings already in the first generation. And with yellow, that is kind of hard when you're using it on a white botanical. So that's why I often don't use it, but I should, because it can be good to have a yellow one later for the crosses where you can bring in the color. So I have to act like an intelligent breeder, and I know it's hard for me, but I would try to do it. Being responsible, and sometimes you have to make the crosses that you should do, but often don't. There are some plants, like certain breeders have the tendency to try to work too complicated, when the easy crosses often produce the classic hybrids, like Sally. It's just Scopulicola and Grandiflora. But in combination, they have resulted in something incredible. And you can have that with so many other plants too. So yeah. Pollinated with Schaffery yellow, we are putting a label on it. The heat's really getting to me. The heat and the taxes. Spending so much time doing bookkeeping. So, where's the hole puncher? We had that somewhere, but I'm not sure where. I've seen it. Oh, there it is. There it is. This also need the wire. Just the label. Putting a few holes into it. Gotta go in the shade. I can't stay like that. Can't do it like that in the sun anymore. Having real issues. Okay. So, okay, this is nice. Okay. Yeah, putting a hole into both sides here. And then we can split it up into 2 and use it as a label on the big ones. Another one. We only need 3, but we would put a few more for the lobivia too. I want to pollinate a few lobivia winteriana, and since I don't have a lot of lobivia today, we are using something from the pollen bag. Okay, this is enough. Keeping my equipment together for the future. I want to have a clean place here. Okay, looking for the wire, looking for a scissor, but I hope I have both at the greenhouses again. Then we're putting the labels on. I think it's getting 36 degrees again today. 36. So, okay. Here's the wire. Here's a pencil. Okay. This one will get to Hilde Winterer. I'm having issues with the how's it called? The blood circulation. When you're getting up and you want to fall over, that's how it is right now. Having a real issue here. So, let's clean up here. I want to clean up the pollen bags. Like I said, all flower pollen, cactus flower pollen, nothing dodgy. Sometimes when people see this, they think we're making a big party, but this is just flower pollen, okay? This is Mamacita. Boy, violets, pink stripes. Rosa, California. This goes in. This goes in, we don't need it. This goes in. I wish these big flowers would open up at the beginning of the season. It would make it so easier to find a good fitting parent, and also would have a much higher success rate, you know, because working with fresh pollen is something that you just can't beat. Currently, we will put this aside. This is Teleflora. Could also work if there's enough pollen, but there isn't. That's the thing. I already wanted to use it earlier, but didn't because it was there was so little pollen in the bag. This goes in here. What this is. Here's the pumpkin pollen, by the way. Next time I'm collecting some pollen again on the pumpkin. So far, everything that I didn't hand pollinate failed. Okay. Yeah, I found the Hildewinterer pollen. This is the one. Anton Mars. It could just be enough. There's a little pollen on the lower right side of the bag. This could just be enough. Yeah. Let's try it out, okay? We'll try to get there. We will try to go through the window. We will put our nose through the window here. Yeah. Of course, there are nettles, cacti, spiders. What else? Let's open this up a little bit. Let's find the stigma. Trying to pull the stigma down somewhere. Put the stigma in the box or somewhere. Yeah, here. Here we have it. Removing this petal here just so we can reach it. And then we're pollinating that thing with Anton Mars. And if I find the other Hildewinterer pollen, then it will get we'll get that one too. Then it will be Hildewinterer cross, just Hildewinterer. Two different Hildewinterers. Anton Mars could have success. That one looked already a little bit less like a Hildewinterer, the flower, you know? Like sometimes you see the flower and the flower looks like a Cactus flower. And sometimes the flower looks like more like a Echinopsis or even Trichocereus flower. And that one has a bigger flower, more like the columnar, more like Trichocereus. So then it might actually work. And even if it doesn't, like Cleistocactus, Echinopsis often works too. This one is done. It's losing the hair. It's like me. This guy has the best behind him. Let's get this one. Oh, look at this. It's stuck. I freed it. Jumping spider. Are you okay, jumping spider? Why does it stick to you? He's got into a spider web, I guess. I'm sorry, my friend. You don't have to fear. I think it's okay. I was just looking. It had something stuck behind it that kept it from jumping. I think it got stuck in a spider web. Yeah, but now it's free. There it is. Check it out. I love these guys. Hey, you little bugger. We are having a party here. Yeah, that was amazing. I think it's already 2 years ago. Right? Or was it last year? Was it last year? I'm not sure, but since then I reported the plant, and the plant wasn't the same after the reporting. This thing will take years until it has grown stability in the new pot again. I might have to pot it deeper. Like next year, maybe I have to open it up again, get it out of the pot to kind of fix what I did there. Because I recently saw that the plant was falling over. Telegonoides is a species that in nature it doesn't get very tall. They break off right away. They break off maybe after 120, and then they start popping from the base again. I mean, in nature, the plant doesn't care if it's straight or not. And in general, I don't care so much about it either. But when you have a crooked plant that keeps dangling around, that's not good for the health. In nature, it would just find soil where it can root, but in the greenhouse, it's just on cement. Might get no water if it's not in the pot. Not so easy. Yeah, it could have already been 2 years, but it's definitely, I still remember, it looked amazing. I had 6 or 7 fruits from that thing. No, I think it was last year. This one has failed. And this one. Oh, this is a shame. This was successful and it dropped it in the heat. Ah, this is such a shame. When you have these, you have to make sure that when you're having a heat wave that you're watering them. They will drop all the flower buds they have if you're not providing water. And it doesn't, like, if they have a bigger pot, they have a little bit more room for that, you know, like where they can compensate. But not much. Yeah, this looks like pretty numb anyway. Just wanted to see if this even if this even started growing healthy fruits, and it doesn't look like it. Yeah, okay. So let's put some labels on them before I forget the labels. So the left one got Ulf Meerbold and the right one got Bamboy Pink Stripes. Okay. So Ulf. Oh, so great that I can write on my labels again. The new labels are so much better than the old ones. I will show you later how it worked with the old ones, but the writing wasn't sticking on it. I wasn't able to get the writing on the label, and it was so frustrating. When they are selling labels to use for plant labels, and you can't use them with stuff, and you can only use them with a printer, that's really frustrating. So yeah, Ulf Meerbold, putting that on the left one here. Trying to intertangle the two sides of the wire so it can't slip down again. I'm sorry, Spider. I'm almost done. Give me a second, okay? This is the kind of stuff that I have immense issues with. I constantly let stuff fall down, even when I have both hands. Okay, I think I have it. Pushing it way up. Okay, good. Left one has the label now. So now the right one, Bamboy Pink Stripes. By the way, this is also Telegonoides. This is the kind of thing that they do in nature, and I hate it. I think about sorting this out. We'll probably cut it in the next days, because otherwise it's not healing until the end of the season. I just didn't have the time for that. I was spending 2 weeks doing office, bookkeeping, and taxes, and I wanna cry. It's just, in totality, the day only has 24 hours, and when everything you have to do needs 30 hours, then it just can't work. Okay. Good. Let's do the other one. So afterwards, I want to have a look at the wound of Amun-Re. I recently cut did the cutting of Amun-Re. And while I did it, like I filmed the time lapse in the house, and that wasn't a good decision. It instantly got infected within 2 days. Yeah, so we might have to, I cut it again, but I'm not sure if we could solve the problem or not. We have to keep an eye on that. Oh God, I hate this stuff. Fine work, you know, like doing little things where you have to have a good feeling, good skill. I can't do that. So okay, then yeah, the one Hilde Winterer, Anton Maas. I'm not sure if I get there to that flower. We will try it out. I will try to reach the flower to wrap the label around it, but it might not be enough. We'll see. Oh, come on. Don't be a disappointment. Good. I'm having real issues like right now. Oh, by the way, check this out. Love that body. This is really good. Yeah, maybe we can wrap it around. Try my best here. And I hate that I don't see what's happening. I have to basically put my hand in the spider web. Spider might think I'm something to eat. Oh, come on. I will fix this later. It already has a label now. Oh. I think I'm having blood sugar issues again. I've had it the whole week. It's like my blood sugar is dropping into a range where it's not healthy anymore, where it's not safe. So this is for the last one. This was what was it? Schaffery yellow, right? Yeah, Schaffery yellow. Okay. Good. So I already want to get the pollen. We will take that with us because this goes right into the freezer again. Later I will use it again. Pollinating a second time with the same pollen. Yeah. But right now, this will go into the freezer. Okay. Take care, Robert. We are going out in the next minutes. Next 2 minutes, I'm wrapping this thing around the flower. So have a nice day. Yeah, wanted to clean seeds, but today that's not a chance. Not a chance today. There's just so much stuff to do. You see how much time it just takes to pollinate. And once you add cleaning of seeds, this is going to be a full-time job for people like that talk about having a nursery. This is just a little bit of pollination without repotting, without excessive repotting and having good space. You need to have good grow space for plants if you have a nursery. They can't have any kind of problems. They can't be super ugly. Like people like to talk about, yeah, I'm so understanding. I'm always buying the vegetables that have mild problems, but a lot of people don't do it in practice, you know. So every plant that has skin problems, it's already out. Then you have to spray them. Can't have mealybug, you know, like anything that's in the soil can't be in there. It's really hard. Okay, let me get my cane. And then we're going over, and I'm doing the outro. Oh. But yeah, it's super fun right now. I just want to be able to focus on the plants again. And right now I'm doing more taxes than anything else. Like for the little business that I have, it's a joke. It's literally a joke. But yeah, unfortunately, there's no reason in this. So, okay, guys, this is the end of the live stream. Thank you for having been here again. I didn't get to do all I wanted to do, but most. We have made the pollinations, and there will be videos coming later. I will pollinate again, and I might film 1 or 2 of these pollinations. We'll be uploading a few things today. Yeah, so thank you guys. I might actually post another time lapse because I have a few. So I hope you have a great day. Thank you for always spending time with me. I'm immensely thankful that I can do this. And tomorrow we have something new. There's always something we haven't done. So yeah, until tomorrow, everyone, wishing you a great day, wishing you a great week. Hope you have a great time this week. Thank you, everyone. Until tomorrow, I appreciate that you were here with me. Until the next time. Thank you.